This is chapter number 4, nervous system, and the expected learning outcomes of module 1 discussion of the chapter 4, nervous system, are: number 1, what is nervous system? What are the three important parts of the nervous system, such as brain, spinal cord, and the three different nerves: sensory nerves, motor nerves, and the mixed nerves. The different parts of the brain, such as cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. The second part of the nervous system is the spinal cord, and the last one is the nerves, different nerves such as sensory nerves, motor nerves, and the mixed nerves. These are the expected learning outcomes of module 1 discussion. Nervous system. This nervous system consists of three important parts. Number 1, brain. Number 2, spinal cord. And the number 3 is different nerves. Nerves are mainly sensory nerves, motor nerves, and the mixed nerves. This nervous system helps us to hear, to see, to feel, to smell, to think, to walk, to move, etc. Without this nervous system, actually we cannot perform any sort of activities in our life. Because it makes us aware of our surroundings, and as well as it controls all the system. It controls all the systems of our body, such as circulatory systems, respiratory systems, excretory systems, etc. And it is saying that human body is a very complex machine with a number of parts working together, and this is the nervous system that will help all these parts of this system to communicate with each other. That means nervous system will play an important role in performing in the coordination of the different parts of the body. Now we are going to discuss in detail regarding the different parts of the nervous system. The first part is the brain. This is the diagram of human brain. There are different parts of the brain, such as cerebrum, this one, the wrinkle part. The another part is cerebellum, this one, egg shaped. Another part is called the medulla oblongata. These are the three important parts of the brain. These are the three important parts of the brain. Once again I repeat: cerebrum, cerebellum, and the medulla oblongata. About the brain, we can say that brain is the main organ of our nervous system. It is a soft organ which controls all the functions, all the coordinatory functions of our body, and brain is protected by a bony closed structure that is known as the skull. Skull, it protects the brain, and skull is a bony like closed structure. And it is the brain that sends and receives information from all other parts of the body. There are three different parts of the brain. As I mentioned earlier, number one is cerebrum, second one is the cerebellum, and third one is the medulla oblongata. Spinal cord, it is the second part of the nervous system, and the different nerves such as sensory nerves, motor nerves, or the mixed nerves are the part of the nervous system. But brain has three important parts. Number one, cerebrum, number two, cerebellum, and number three is the medulla oblongata. Let's discuss one by one each part of the brain. Number one, the first is cerebrum. This one, this part, the brownish wrinkle shaped, this part. Cerebrum is the largest and the main part of the brain. Once again I repeat, cerebrum is the largest part and the main part of the brain. It has many ridges. These are the ridges. These are the ridges. These are the ridges. These are the ridges. And it controls our sense organs. It controls our sense organs such as nose, eyes, skin, ears, and it is the only center of intelligence. The cerebrum, the part of this is the important part of the brain. It controls our sense organs and it is the center of intelligence, as well as it also controls our voice and also helps us to think, learn, remember, recall, memories, etc. It also controls our emotion. These are the functions of cerebrum as a part, important part, as an important part of the brain. It is very good to know that this is the diagram of cerebrum, and it is divided into two parts or two halves or the two hemispheres. One is called the right part or hemisphere of the cerebrum. Another one is the left. Now it is very interesting that we should know that the right hemisphere or the part of the cerebrum controls the left side of our body, whereas the left hemisphere controls the right side of the body. It is noteworthy to us that the cerebrum has divided into two parts, right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. Right hemisphere of the cerebrum will control the left side of our body, and the left hemisphere of the cerebrum will control the right side of our body. This is very important to know. The second part of the brain is called the cerebellum. You may consider this picture. This is the cerebellum, the second part of the brain. And it is an egg-shaped structure situated below the cerebrum. And it is called the second largest part of the brain. It controls and coordinates the actions of voluntary muscles, which are mainly involved in different activities such as walking, running, dancing, standing. That means all voluntary based activities are performed in the coordination of the part of that brain, that is the cerebellum. This is the part of the brain, cerebellum, that controls and coordinates running, walking, dancing, standing, etc. activities. And these activities are known as the voluntary activities, where different voluntary muscles are involved, and these muscles are regulated and controlled or coordinated by the part of the brain known as cerebellum. It also maintains the balance of the body, for which we can easily upright our body posture. That means it helps in maintaining the balance of the body by keeping us in an upright posture. The third part of the brain is called medulla oblongata. This one, this is the medulla oblongata. Clear? This is also known as or called brain stem. It is a stem-shaped structure. It lies mainly below the cerebrum. It lies below, this is the cerebrum, it lies below the cerebrum. Clear? Beside of the cerebellum. Or we can say in front of the cerebellum. The main function of medulla oblongata is, number one, it connects the brain to the spinal cord. It connects the brain to the spinal cord. It also controls not the voluntary activities but the involuntary actions or activities of different body organs. I repeat, cerebellum controls and coordinates the voluntary actions or activities of the voluntary muscles, whereas medulla oblongata only controls the involuntary actions or activities of different organs, such as movement of lungs in breathing and movements of heart. These are the example of involuntary activities. But the example of voluntary activities are dancing, walking, talking, standing, etc. Involuntary actions are mainly beyond of our control, but voluntary actions are under our control. Clear? In short, we can say brain has three different important parts: cerebrum number one, cerebellum number two, and the medulla oblongata. Cerebrum, it is the main and the largest part of the brain. It controls the sensory activities or the sense organs such as ear, nose, eyes, tongue, etc. And it is only the center of intelligence. The second part of the brain is the cerebellum. It is the second largest part of the brain, and it looks like an egg-shaped structure. And the main function of this second part, cerebellum of brain, is it controls the voluntary actions only, and it also maintains the balance of the body. The third important part of the brain, it is the medulla oblongata, and it looks like the stem-shaped structure, and it connects the brain to the spinal cord. And the main function of the medulla oblongata of the brain it controls the involuntary, mind it, involuntary actions of the different involuntary organs. Now the second important part of the nervous system is spinal cord. This part is spinal cord. This spinal cord of the nervous system extends down from the medulla oblongata part to the lower end of the backbone. I repeat, this spinal cord, the part of the nervous system, extends down from the medulla oblongata to the lower end of the backbone, and it is enclosed or encompassed in the hard and bony structure like vertebral column. Through vertebral column, spinal cord is enclosed or encompassed, and this spinal cord connects the brain to the different parts of our body through the nerves. This is the part of the nervous system that connects the brain to the different parts of our body through the nerves, through the different nerves, either sensory nerves or the motor nerves or the mixed nerves. And this spinal cord is responsible for transmission of different informations between the brain and the rest of the body. This is the important function of the spinal cord, that it transmits the different information between the brain and the rest of the body. Now the third important part of the nervous system is nerves. What are nerves? Nerves are mainly thread-like structure in our body which are made of different cells called nerve cells. And these are the nerves that carry the different informations in form of messages either from the spinal cord to the brain, either from the different parts of the body to the spinal cord and brain, or from the brain and spinal cord to the different parts of the human body. These are the nerves which are responsible for transmission of different messages in form of information to and from the spinal cord and brain to the different parts of the body, or from the different parts of the body to the spinal cord or to the brain through the nerves. Now pay attention here that the nerves from the head and the nerves from the neck join togetherly to the brain, and the nerves from the other parts of the body are connected to the spinal cord. Once again I repeat, the different nerves, either sensory nerves, motor nerves, or mixed nerves of different part of the body are connected to the spinal cord. And the nerves from the head and the neck togetherly join the brain directly. Now come to this point, what are the different types of the nerves? There are three different types of nerves, such as sensory nerves, motor nerves, and then mixed nerves. Sensory nerves, what are they? They are the nerves that carry messages in form of information from the sense organ, such as eyes, nose, ear, tongue, to the brain or the spinal cord. Once again I repeat, sensory nerves are those nerves that carry messages or information from the sense organs, such as eyes, ear, nose, tongue, to the brain or to the spinal cord. And what are the messages or information? Such as temperature, maybe sensation, maybe smelling, color, identification, maybe pressure, etc., feeling of pressure, etc. Now the motor nerves. These are the nerves that send messages or information from the brain or the spinal cord to the different muscles of the different organs. Motor nerves and sensory nerves are quite different. Motor nerves will send messages from the brain or the spinal cord to the different muscles of the different organs. But the sensory nerves will carry the message from sense organs of the different part or organ of the body to the brain or the spinal cord. And this is the main difference. And these are the nerves which are responsible for sending the messages to the different parts of the body, which in turn helps in the movement of the muscle. Now mixed nerves. Mixed nerves are both the sensory nerves as well as the motor nerves. That's why we can say that more mixed nerves are those nerves which perform or work in both ways, either in sensory nerves way or in the motor nerves way. That means in case of sensory nerves, way, we will say that mixed nerves carry messages from the spinal cord, the brain, to the different organs. And in case of motor nerves, these mixed nerves also bring messages from the organs to the spinal cord or to the brain. That's why mixed nerves are known or called as both the sensory nerves and the motor nerves. And nerve cells are found where? In brain and in the spinal cord. Thanks for watching.